Imagine for a moment walking through a dense forest tens of thousands of years ago. Back then, survival really depended on your ability to hunt, build and trap, using nothing but the resources around you. Neanderthals, long before there were modern tools or synthetic materials, discovered a way to transform ordinary tree bark into cordage, so strong and reliable that even today it can outperform many ropes. This wasn't just for making shelters or carrying food, it was truly critical for survival, enabling these early humans to hunt large game, create traps, and secure vital structures. What's remarkable is that this knowledge, nearly lost to time, can still be applied by survivalists, bushcrafters, and homesteaders today. Understanding it teaches us not only the ingenuity of our ancestors, but also practical, low-tech methods for modern survival. Neanderthals selected specific tree barks for cordage because of their unique combination of strength, flexibility, and durability. The inner bark, especially from linden, elm, and cedar, contains long, fibrous strands that can be peeled, softened, and twisted into cords. Unlike grasses or vines, these fibers resisted snapping under tension and retained their strength even after being soaked or dried repeatedly. In survival terms, this meant that a single cord could support heavy loads, endure repeated stress, and last for extended periods without fraying. For modern survivalists, the lesson is to pay attention to the source material. Understanding which trees or plants provide strong fibers allows you to craft reliable cordage when modern rope isn't available. Even for homesteaders, creating durable cordage from natural sources can be a sustainable alternative for tying bundles, building shelters, or crafting tools. The process of creating bark cordage was deceptively simple, but, it really required patience and skill. First, they would harvest strips of inner bark, carefully avoiding damage to the tree to make sure it could regrow in the future. Next, the strips were soaked in water or beaten to separate the fibers and increase flexibility. Finally, the fibers were twisted, braided, or plaited into strong cords. The twisting process is actually critical. A simple braid distributes tension evenly, preventing individual fibers from snapping. By combining multiple fibers and twisting them in alternating directions, Neanderthals produced cordage that could withstand heavy loads, from hanging traps to supporting climbing structures. For modern application, you can replicate this by selecting flexible inner bark from local trees, soaking it for several hours to soften the fibers, and then practicing simple twisting or braiding techniques. Even a beginner can create cordage capable of lifting weights or securing shelter poles. This is a direct demonstration of how ancient survival skills can still be relevant today. One reason Neanderthal cordage is still impressive is its tensile strength relative to its size. Modern synthetic ropes often rely on coatings or chemical treatments to achieve flexibility, but they can degrade over time, especially in wet conditions. Bark cordage, on the other hand, naturally retains strength when wet, resists ultraviolet degradation, and can be repaired easily by adding new fibers. In essence, it is low-tech but highly resilient. In extreme survival situations, this reliability can make the difference between success and failure, whether you're constructing a shelter, hoisting a heavy object, or creating traps for food. Modern bushcrafters often underestimate the power of natural fibers. By observing the properties of tree bark and practicing proper fiber processing, you can create cordage that rivals many commercially available ropes in strength, durability, and environmental resistance. Cordage wasn't a one-size-fits-all solution. Thicker cords supported large loads, while thinner cords were ideal for fastening tools or making nets. Neanderthals would twist multiple cords together for extra strength or use braiding patterns to increase flexibility without sacrificing tensile strength. This adaptability meant a single resource, the bark of trees, could meet multiple needs, from building robust shelters to crafting fishing nets or trapping devices. Modern survivalists can replicate this versatility by creating cords of different thicknesses and experimenting with braiding patterns. For example, a 3-strand braid can be used for medium-strength tasks like tying a shelter tarp, while a 5-strand braid or doubled cord can support heavy lifting or structural purposes. This approach allows you to maximize the utility of natural resources without relying on modern ropes or synthetic materials. Studying this ancient cordage technique gives insight into both historical ingenuity and practical survival skills. It shows that low-tech solutions, derived from careful observation of nature, can outperform many modern conveniences under the right conditions. For homesteaders, campers and survivalists, bark cordage offers a renewable, sustainable and versatile material that can replace synthetic rope in emergencies or off-grid living situations. Additionally, mastering this skill connects you to human history in a tangible way, allowing you to experience firsthand the ingenuity that allowed our ancestors to survive in harsh environments for tens of thousands of years. By learning, practicing and applying these techniques, you preserve an ancient skill while gaining a practical tool for modern life. Whether it's crafting traps, building shelters or making tools, the Neanderthal bark cordage trick is the perfect example of how historical wisdom can directly improve your survival readiness today. If you want more deep dives into forgotten survival techniques and historical ingenuity that you can still apply today, make sure you subscribe to Backyard Wisdom. Share this video with fellow history buffs, bushcrafters and survival enthusiasts, and keep discovering ancient tricks that remain powerful even in the modern world.